Hi, I'm Cameron Batagler. I'm a cloud solution architect at Microsoft, which means I work on like databases and cloud stuff, which it's kind of a fun gig. I came from Hunter, North Dakota, which is a little town 30 miles north of Fargo. And this little robot next to me is Misty, who came from a factory in Colorado. Say hi, Misty.
Hi, Misty.
So, I just want to talk a little bit about how I got into all of this and where I came from. So, originally, how I taught myself programming and electronics and all of that is just messing around with stuff in my basement growing up. When I was like 12, I used to go find, like during cleanup week, go find computers, pick them up, and take individual parts out so that I could fix them. I used to run different game servers. Mind you, this was a long time ago when all of the games were text-based, so I guess that dates me. But and then lately what I've been doing is teaching myself how to do actual electronics work, so soldering and things like that. And honestly, I've been doing all of that by just looking it up online and trying and hoping I don't burn myself. So one example of what I made with some of that electronics work is this piece of ore. This is just a 3D printed block that looks like a diamond ore. Now, first off, highly suggest getting into 3D printing if you get a chance. It's super fun and you can make cool toys and models and stuff. And if you're in the Fargo area, I'm pretty sure the Fargo library has 3D printers that you can use. Now, this and this, they're both just 3D printed blocks. The difference is this one has a little magnetic latch lid. Now, that's just super glued on. It's nothing special. And then inside, though, is the cool electronics part. This is really simple circuit board, just normal LED circuit with a resistor, and then an on, off, on switch so that I can change colors between red for redstone and blue for diamond. Now, one thing I did do on this that I'm mildly embarrassed about, but this is how we learn, is I soldered this directly to the battery. Don't do this. Go get a proper connector for your batteries. This is the control panel for the robot. You can see you can do basic movements like move the head, move the arm, or back up. You can drive the robot. And it'll also do things like obstacle avoidance. Now, there are some interesting things like it can tell where I am in the room. You can see if it's loud enough, it'll find me over here. So it isn't hearing me right now though. Or you can do things like take a photo. It's not going to be very interesting. Yep, that's a piece of ore. Now, that's just some basic things you can do. The thing is, though, I have to do it all manually, and that's not very fun. So now I'll show you something that's completely automated.
Ore found. Diamond. Ore found.
We're going to walk through some of the code now. Honestly, I'm not going to explain it all. There's no need, right? But generally, how this works, and you can see there's a lot of stuff in here, right? It's kind of ridiculous to make it just turn around. But how this works from a programming perspective, and honestly, this is how a lot of programming works, is you set up generally what you want it to look for. So like here, this is saying, I want to know where the head is. I want to know where the arm is. This tells me how much it's spun. This is for when I touch its head. And then as things happen, I want it to react to those things happening. So first it takes a picture to figure out where the ore is, and then it processes it through a machine learning model, so fancy AI. To be honest, that didn't take me much to build. There's a service out there, you upload some pictures to it, and it does the work. Now, from here, we're just figuring out where it is. We say we found it. We do a little bit of math. This is all crazy math to figure out how much to turn. And then we drive to it. And then every single step here now is saying, I drove this far, I turned this far, please start driving. I need to drive this far. And it's telling it where sensors are, and then move the pickaxe up and down, and then go back to the start. And that's all there is to it. Now, I say that's all there is to it. This took me 2 weeks to write because absolutely everything was difficult. But that's the fun part also, is it's a puzzle. It's figuring out what's going on and determining the best way to make it happen. So now that you've seen some of this stuff that you can do, I want to give you some options for things you can do that don't involve a $3,000 robot. So one, there's really cheap electronics kits with little breadboards that you can just plug and play stuff in and try stuff out. Another option is there's little computers called Raspberry Pis. They're $25, give or take, and they're really fun. They're great for learning programming, and you can actually hook those into that breadboard and do things as simple as blink an LED if you want to learn to do something like that, or as complex as full vision learning systems and like having it recognize like a bird on a bird feeder or something like that. Another option also is there's a company called Sphero, which also inspired this guy, and it will let you do, like on your phone, simple drag and drop programming to do really cool little tasks and stuff with these robots. So I just want to say thanks for hanging out, listening today, and hopefully this inspires you to go do something out there and try it out.